Good morning and welcome to this September the 30th version of From Sunrise to Sunset with Pastor Gene. Today we're going to be looking at Matthew 21:18 through 27, and there's really two segments of the scripture we're going to look at here with this passage. And the first, of course, is going to be when Jesus curses the fig tree, and the second when his authority is questioned, of course, by the elders and the priests of the people. And it's very important that I say the elders and the priests of the people, because when you look at verses 18 through 22, Jesus sees a fig tree by the side of the road, and he went to it and found nothing on it but leaves. And he said, "May no fruit ever come from you again." And the fig tree withered at once. Now, the thing to think about here is that the fig tree, at least according to Jeremiah 8:13 and chapter 20, verse 17, and Hosea chapter 2 and 9, the people of Israel themselves are referred to as the fig tree. So in a sense, one of the interpretations has been that Jesus could have been cursing the whole of the nation of Israel. After all, he had come for them. And these Old Testament connections are very important. But also, more important are the actual words of Jesus. In a real sense, he's not necessarily condemning everybody. He goes on to say, when the question is asked, "How did the fig tree wither at once?" Jesus answered them, "Truly I tell you, if you have faith and do not doubt, not only will you do what has been done to the fig tree, but even say to this mountain, be lifted up and thrown into the sea, and it will be done. Whatever you ask for in prayer with faith, you will receive." You'll recall earlier in chapter 17 how the disciples had failed to perform an exorcism. And perhaps what he's saying to them, if we proceed forward in what we do without prayer and without faith, we're going to wither up and die. And so when we proceed forward with things, and we've bathed that in prayer, and when we have believed in God and trusted in God and trusted that God was going to deliver, then we'll begin to see the kinds of results that could pick a mountain up and throw it into the sea. Of course, I wouldn't want it to change the coastline here in North Carolina where we're enjoying it so well. But a mountain sitting out there might be a pretty sight. Who knows? Anyway, so Jesus curses the fig tree, and really in the same sentences lifts up the power of prayer and faith and trust in God. In this section, in this next section, he talks about his authority is questioned. They want to know by what authority Jesus does what he does. And it's I've said before that just the brilliance and the wisdom of Jesus is so powerful in the scripture. And they want to know by what authority Jesus does what he does. And Jesus says, "Okay, I'll answer your question if you answer mine. Did the baptism of John come from heaven, or was it of human origin?" And then they immediately begin to argue with one another. And they say, if we say from heaven, he will say to us, "Well, why then did you not believe?" But if we say of human origin, we are afraid of the crowd, for all love John as a prophet. So they answered Jesus, we do not know. And he said to them, "Neither will I tell you by what authority I am doing these things." You gotta love Jesus. I mean, he knew how to ask the question that needed to be asked. So I ask you today, how are we going to trust and believe in the authority and the power of Jesus from sunrise to sunset this day.